to just a few races. One of them is the key swing state of Nevada. Republican challenger Adam Laxalt now has a razor-thin, inside the margin of error lead over the Democrat incumbent Senator Catherine Cortez Masto. So this would be a flip state, potentially, if it goes the Republicans' way. It's a big shift. This is where this race was 4 months ago when she led by 8 points in the same poll. We have asked Senator Cortez Masto to join us. That's an open invitation. We hope she will take us up on it. Have not heard back on that as of yet. So joining me now is the Republican candidate, Nevada GOP Senate candidate Adam Laxalt. Thank you very much, sir. Good to have you with us today. So I guess my first question is, what do you think, when you look at the graph of this race and where the two of you are, you see in sort of the end of the beginning of the second week in September, you cross over into positive territory. Why do you think that happened?
Look, there's 6 consecutive polls with us up now, and I think that's because Senator Masto is on the wrong side of every issue that matters to Nevada voters right now. You know, our inflation is at 16% in Nevada. Gas prices are $5.43 today. The effects of the open border are devastating to our state. And the bottom line is, as you well know, because you cover politics, she supports Biden 100% of the time. She's never been Joe Manchin or Kristen Sinema, and we are a swing state. And I think Nevada voters would like to have seen her vote against the Inflation Reduction Act, for example, 4 weeks ago, because we were already suffering all-time high inflation in our state. But, you know, her vote was never even up for debate. She was an automatic, 51st vote for the Democrats, and that's why this race has become so important. We are going to be the 51st seat that gets us a majority, and I think people know that all across the country, and certainly voters can feel the shift and the momentum that hopefully we can flip this state.
Well, it's going to be interesting to watch. We have it ranked as a toss-up in our Fox Power rankings right now. I believe it was lean Dem at one point. It is now a toss-up in Nevada, according to our folks. And the Senate Minority Leader, Mitch McConnell, spoke the other day. He says now that he expects the GOP to hold Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Ohio. Those are, also very hotly contested battles across the country. But he thinks it's going to come down to Georgia, to Herschel Walker and Warnock's race, and also to your race. Do you feel pressure on you for that?
Hey, the entire country is riding on Nevada, but I think we're up for it. We've run a really strong race. And look, I can tell you what's happening on the ground. There's no campaign that's as active as ours is. We have just thousands of voters that we're engaging with every single day. People are super excited. And the bottom line is that, this doesn't just start with what's going on now. It started with COVID shutdowns. It started with BLM riots in Las Vegas in 2020. And so people are very, very upset. They know that the Democrats have taken our state in the wrong track. Joe Biden's at 27% with independents. 70% of Nevadans think we're headed on the wrong track. I was with a farmer just 2 nights ago, and he was very choked up. 23% of his life savings is gone. The fuel prices are so high that his farm is going down. The equipment is more expensive. The supply chain is messed up. There were 6 opioid deaths in Las Vegas in a 36-hour span. I mean, all this stuff that you all are covering at a national level, it's hitting us much harder in Nevada, which is why they have spent unlimited money attacking me with negative false ads and trying to prop up her non-existent record. And the voters simply are not responding to it.
Let me ask you about
this.
They
know that we need a change.
This is an NBC headline, which is quite interesting. About it. Nevada Democrats see signs of a nightmare scenario, Latino voters staying home. And I believe Catherine Cortez Masto is the first woman Latino member of the Senate. And here is the Nevada Senate race poll. Among Hispanic and Latino voters, she has 50% of that vote, according to this poll, and you have 45. I mean, that's close. That is a definite shift, and we're seeing it in other places in the country as well.
Look, she won the 2016 Senate race with 42% margin of Hispanic voters. That's what's going on with our voters. Even the New York Times wrote this morning that culinary workers were knocking in a Hispanic working class neighborhood, and there was someone shouting at the door knocker saying, "You think we're going to vote for Democrats with what they've done to our economy? No thanks," and slammed the door. And so it's rough out there, and as I say, for good reason, because this economy we're facing in my state is a direct result of policy. They can run commercials, by the way, that are blaming me, the private citizen, for gas prices all day long. But guess what? Nobody's buying it. They know that this administration went after fossil fuels. This administration killed the Keystone Pipeline, all-time low federal drilling. This is what's driving up our gas prices. And look, again, they're going to spend a lot of money trying to spin their record. But the bottom line is Hispanic working class voters are suffering in my state. Their schools were shut too long.
We're seeing that in the polls, to be sure. It's very interesting what's happening with Hispanic voters. Super quick, I just have a couple of seconds left here. But Joe Lombardo is at 45%. He's the Republican running for governor. Steve Sisolak at 42%. That's also a tight race. You have the former President Trump coming on Friday, and you are going to stand side by side with him on stage and welcome him to Nevada?
Absolutely. We can't wait to have the president. We're looking forward to it on Saturday.
All right, we'll leave it there. Adam Laxalt, thank you very much. Good to talk to you. And again, open invitation to Catherine Cortez Masto. We hope she'll join us as well as we follow these races. Thank you, sir. Good to talk to you.
Thanks for having me.